Welcome to the 240. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The 246th episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined by Chronicle executive editor Eric Schwartz. We're also joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Shalos Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. And the hottest topic, pretty hot up here.
Yeah, it's very warm.
And this is not even as hot as it would. Think if we would have done it yesterday.
That's true. It was boiling up here yesterday, and I know Chad and Corley Taylor and our gang of Napa Vine boys who have been helping us in the move.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool.
They were just pouring sweat.
Just jumping sweat.
But I will happily report that I visited our new office again yesterday, and it is cool in there. Second floor, icy. You're gonna need a jacket on a 90-degree day in that place.
Just roll in there with a parka.
I can't wait.
How's the new studio coming along?
Looks good. It's about halfway soundproofed in the safe on the first level of the new building.
Good.
Over there on Magnolia. I've always been a Maple Street guy, and I'm going to be a Magnolia Street guy.
If the building comes under fire, the podcast will be the last thing hit.
That's true. Yeah,
Good.
We'll be safe. We won't even know anything happened until we're done podcasting.
And we lock the doors every time.
Yeah, Chad's trying to figure out the breathing situation. Apparently, you need some fresh air coming in and out of there, or we will die by our own fumes.
Well, there's worse ways to go. Preambles, first up, big crime afoot. You want to tell me about the big crime, buddy?
There was a police shooting today. It was pretty wild. It was off of, it originated on the railway, I should say. I believe train crews reported that a man on the train had pointed a gun at some workers. And we're still looking at specifics. I got to give credit to the Centralia Police Department. They had a news release out within, hour, 2 hours of this, and this is a highly dynamic scene. They shut down I-5 for a while this morning. If you were listening to the scanner, it was probably the craziest scanner traffic you've heard in quite some time. You were hearing officers line up shots on the guy.
Wow.
Hostage negotiator was being called out. He wasn't listening. They shot him with some non-lethal rounds, and then he ended up just getting shot. And we don't know the status of the suspect in this case, nor do we know his name or identity or anything like that.
All right.
I'm sure the police do, but we do not.
It was all over social media, big event.
Yeah, when it shuts down the freeway, you're gonna read about that on the webs.
All right. And then the other preamble, finally, the breaking news that you've been holding for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
John Braun has made an announcement.
I thought you were going to talk about Little Miss Friendly.
12 years ago, he said he was not going to be a career politician, and yet he's running for Congress.
In fairness, everyone who runs for office does say that. But yes, I did cover John Braun.
Perhaps they should try the truth.
Yeah. I think once you get in there, you realize,
you're part of the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to wade up on out of there.
And he really wants to go be part of the swamp.
He wants to go to Congress, just like Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez.
Uh-huh.
So, and gentleman out where Willapa area, there's a Republican running out there. Then there's Brent Henrich, the other Democrat.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be your speed since you're such a big critic of MGP.
I don't agree with everything she does, but it could be worse.
The current stance for a lot of Dems on MGP of she doesn't agree with me on 100% of everything, so I'm going to vote in a way that hands the seat over to the Republican makes no sense to me.
That's kind of both parties.
It makes no sense to me. None.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that was the news, and I think you probably got it if you were in the story, but we did meet with Braun mid-July. He was ready to announce, or at least we thought he was, and he gave us we call it an embargoed interview, which is, I'll give you the interview. I'll tell you that I'm going to be running on the condition that it waits until my official announcement.
Yeah.
We were all ready to do that the next day, and then his official announcement did not come until yesterday morning at 9 a.m. We don't know much more than that. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's going to be an interesting race, though.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the race, and we'll see if MGP makes it past the primary with all those Dems that are mad at her.
I look forward to Braun being questioned for the next year or so on every move coming out of Washington D.C. and whether or not he agrees with it.
Yeah, that was something we asked him to in the interview, and he seems ready to do that. And it took 5 minutes for everything to come to that prediction, because I think the DNC's news release came out shortly after the news broke that he was running, and he was referred to as a swamp creature in the headline, which was also similar to MGP's campaign people. It's the playbook. It's the political playbook. I feel like if you follow politics, you kind of giggle at that, though, when you're talking about John Braun. But
Yeah, but also like I can't. I guess I talked to you about this, off mic, but I don't see it from Braun's point of view. Why would you want to go be in Congress right now when your entire job as Republican Congress is just rubber stamping and finding a way to justify anything the president does?
I mean, isn't that an argument you could make for anyone that's going to Congress? I just see it as politics because you can say, oh, Brown's being treated unfairly, but I get the same emails from the RNC call, every single thing Joe Biden did, even though MGP would have nothing necessarily to do with it. It was like MGP did this personally. She's letting people across the border. She's flooding our communities with fentanyl. Like, that's stuff we saw.
I feel like it's a lot worse right now.
Congressionally for sure. Yeah. I just feel like that's the playbook for congressional races now is you're framing up your opponent with everything that the big bad president is doing, whether that's the former president or the current president.
I mean, what Republican in Congress has done anything?
What do you mean?
Like since January.
What do you mean?
I mean, like
something that you like?
No, just like anything at all, other than rubber stamping the one big beautiful bullshit bill.
Yes, the Republican-controlled Congress has passed bills from the Republican president.
Yeah, but
if you have
just
followed
like
politics these last 6 months, this would all be very shocking to you. But it also happened for Biden as well when he had
sure
that becomes Congress in most situations these days.
Sure.
What would you consider an accomplishment? Like if they did something that was in the face and opposed to the president of the same party?
I just even propose something or speak out against something. It just never happens anymore. They're all just kind of like, it's an impotent position. And I don't mean that in a bedroom way, like you're thinking. No.
We'll get to that later. I get what you're saying. I don't think it's like relegated to one party. I do think that the Republicans in the current Congress are much more beholden to Trump than we've seen from a previous Congress, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
All right, news items. That's loud. Why is it so loud?
I don't know.
I'm going to turn that down. Oh, there we
go. I can't hear very much at all from these headphones. So.
Little Miss Friendly is... do you want to give me the answer?
Little Miss Friendly is Kimber Searle.
10 years old of Chehalis.
Mm-hmm. That was my pick, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, you were correct.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All the smart money was on Kimber Searle.
All the contestants were great, I'm sure.
Another favorite was Stahl. Just
Danielle
because
Stahl.
A few people around here know Kevin Stahl, right? Out there in Napavine.
Absolutely.
She was in the running. It was great. Our intern covered this. You might know him, VanTuyl.
I've heard of him.
He did a good job. He did this headline. It's Kimber's Cape with an exclamation point.
Pretty good.
And you're supposed to only get one exclamation point per career, but if you read the bylaws in the SPJ documents, you'll see that
there's an exception for Little Miss Friendly.
Yes. You want to have one for Little Miss Friendly. And Ridley had fantastic photos as ever. And I have to say, Kimber looks a little bit like the logo of Little Miss Friendly in the Fair logo.
You'd love to see it.
It's the red hair, the pigtails
freckles
on both sides, the freckles. Yeah.
Oh, good. So, I'm sure she'll serve our community well.
Yeah. All hail Kimber Searle. If you didn't get to watch it, we've got the video up online, a couple different videos, and then full photo gallery from Ridley, including a shot of your boy, Frankie Taylor, in there.
My boy,
giving away the bicycle. Silver Agency's been giving away that bicycle since long before the Taylors purchased the Chronicle.
All right, moving on to more fair coverage. Goat milking, encouraging words, and heartfelt performances mark start of Southwest Washington Fair.
Did you just like blush and fall out of your chair when you saw a news item with Sean Swope, nipples and goats? Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
I saw that roll in and I was like, oh no. Aaron's going to love this.
Saw his goat and I was like, I think that's a buck.
No.
The ceremony featured a bit of friendly competition between Lewis County Commissioners Scott Brummer, Lindsey Pollock, and Sean Swope, who attempted to show off their milking prowess on goats. This is nothing new for them, of course, as they get on stage every week to milk the taxpayers for all they're worth.
Scott Brummer, Commissioner, had kind words for elected officials at this event.
I'm getting to that.
Okay, good.
He welcomed and introduced, but before I get to that, Pollock won the goat milking
of course,
thing, right?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
And if there was money on it anywhere in the audience, where the smart money was at. It was going to be Pollock. It always was
farmer and a veterinarian.
I mean, they finished the order I would have picked because I would have thought Brummer, he probably knows his way around a goat nipple.
I would hope so, yeah.
I was told by separate people his goat was defective. Only had one milk-giving nipple.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, going back to Braun's announcement.
So that's how that went. That looked like a lot of fun, though.
Bremer welcomed and introduced local elected officials and made it a point to push back against images of politicians as untrustworthy and self-interested. Quote from Bremer, I want to tell you that I know every one of these folks that I'm about to list off their names, and they are anything but, Bremer, who is also an elected politician, said. They are people of integrity. They are people that want the best for the community, and they are servants of all of us here in Lewis County. Except for, the homeless, the gays, anyone that ICE might detain, anyone that doesn't go to church, librarians, anyone that didn't eat at JJ's to go as much as he should have. So with that, I want to honor them.
So cynical. He honored like dozens of elected officials who were there, city councilors, like all sorts of things. I know in your head, it's all just the commissioners all the time, but did you know that we do have other elected representatives?
Buddy, I'm familiar.
What do you think the Vader Council has done on all of those matters you just listed off?
No, it strikes me like when you're an elected politician and you get up and you're like, and just so everybody's clear, all these people are actually trustworthy, full of integrity.
I think
tone it down a little bit.
I think it was earnest, and I think he saw his audience and thought it was a good time to make that message. And I don't think that's a bad message. I think if we cover all these little city councils around here and people talk trash about politicians, like it's kind of like fun. Like you would talk about attorneys or journalists. It's just fun to drag them.
What's wrong with attorneys?
But like 99.9% of the politicians, quote unquote, in Lewis County are just they're just good old boys and girls. Like they really are.
You're half right.
They're just trying to do the right thing, trying to move their communities along.
No, I agree. I disagree with many of our elected officials, but I do think for the most part they're all in it for the right reasons. Otherwise, they try to run for Congress.
Come on.
What else? That being said, no, I do like that the commissioners are at this and, get up there and have a bit of fun at their own expense.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the most, you're not going to look cool milking a goat on a stage.
No.
And I applaud them for getting up and doing that and making it all about the kids. That's cool.
Yeah. It looked like a fun first day of the fair. And, cap it all off with a little Miss Friendly in the evening,
I would go so far to say the fair is one of the last pure things we have in Lewis County.
I mean,
in the world.
In the world. Are you planning to go to the fair?
Probably not.
I've got box seats tomorrow.
You're going to the rodeo?
Compliments of the Taylors to the rodeo tomorrow. I'm hoping to see the same phenomena I saw last year, which was elderly residents just moving into the reserved boxes, just knowing full well no one's going to tell them to leave those boxes if there's extra seats.
You going to get dinner at the fair too?
We usually walk around a little bit before and a little bit after and give the kids like $20 so they can buy like half a thing.
You get half of a hot dog?
Yeah. What I'm missing at the fair this year is seeing our own photographs for sale in Joe Kent's booth in the political vendor space.
I bet if you go to his office in D.C. now, you can buy a Chronicle framed photo of him in that office.
I bet. I also thought that it could be very lucrative if you were able to get vendor space to just do the same thing, to sell Joe Kent photos at the... I bet you they would still move. They'd go.
Yeah, probably.
I think if you put a Joe Kent vendor space selling Joe Kent photos next to a John Braun space selling John Braun photos, you're going to get a lot of more sales at the Kent space.
Yeah, I don't think
there's Braun voters that want his picture on their mantle.
Yeah, nobody looks at Braun and they're like, "Oh, what a true!" Like he's an efficient politician. I think he's a smart guy too.
I think he's smart, and I think he's more obviously far more moderate than Joe Kent was, and I think that might give MGP fits. I know a lot of Republicans that just wouldn't vote for Kent, and I think they'll vote for Braun.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Anything else about
didn't mean to circle it back.
The fair opening? No, we're going to tie every single story back into John Braun.
Let's. We're going to cover the KELAKMNT baby races tomorrow, the diaper derby.
Oh, that should be fun.
You'll love the assignment plan. We got Rubes on it.
Is Zach competing in it too?
No, Zach's baby is not ready.
I wasn't talking about his baby.
He had his baby in the office. He talked it up until I asked him with the baby present. I was like, "Is that baby in racing form?" He was like, "Nah." Not ready.
Well, I'm sure Rubes will give it the coverage it deserves.
Rubes will do a fantastic job. Ridley will be there shooting photos. I'm sure you'll be able to watch the winning baby race across the finish line live on Chronicle Facebook too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
All right, enough about John Braun. Next story, MGP pays visit to Callis Falls Dam with Lewis County PUD leaders. Joe First, the dam manager, gave Marie Glusenkamp-Perez, Mike Hadler, Dave Fenn, and some other people a tour and explained how everything works. MGP wanted to know how much of the dam could be replaced with reliable, sourceable American manufacturing. And
yeah, that's a good question.
poor Joe First had to be the bearer of bad news and a reminder that, we don't actually produce much in the way of dam pieces here anymore.
Damn it.
He shared that the different components have been sourced from all over the world, mostly Europe and Japan. Good thing we haven't done anything nationally on the political stage to increase the prices of things coming from those places.
What, people buying their own homes from overseas? Is that what you're saying? The
overseas
overseas home market?
And any that were sourced originally in North America would likely have to be replaced with foreign-made parts, as the American companies that produce them have since gone out of business. Included that it's not just an American issue, as many of the foreign companies that make the original parts have also gone out of business. Gluscott Press says, what they're doing here is a real manifest patriotism. This is the kind of thing that no one's doing by themselves, that takes a longer view of what keeps the wheels on the bus and what kinds of skills our economy and the stewardship and, service to your neighbors, being useful to your community. When I read that line, it seemed like she was hearkening back to some idyllic, we used to make things in this country period when the dam was built, and then I read it was built in 1994.
Yeah, this isn't the dam you think it is.
This isn't like a CCC project, or
this isn't Tacoma Public Utilities now.
And on the other hand, she was right. Boy, if we could run this place like it was cooking in the 90s.
Oh man, don't even get me started.
What a time to be alive.
I was just ranting. The CNN had the 90s on the other day, and I was forcing my children to watch it. And like things used to be cool.
When the president had a sexual scandal back in those days.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It's scandalized.
Yeah.
It doesn't scandalize anymore.
You're like, this president hooked up with an intern. Probably.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
An of-age intern.
That's where everything went off the rails for this country.
Yeah, that was the first time that had happened.
That was like I feel like if you look through, that was like, post-70s, the first time that it was just like, let's get him. Like he did this, so we're going to impeach him. And now it's, now every president gets impeached for something or other.
Yeah, I mean, Kennedy had all kinds of...
just the one. Sorry. They talk about it for the others, though.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Kennedy had all kinds of sex scandals. Nothing bad happened to him.
I mean...
Next, next item. No charges coming for officer who shot and killed Centralia man in January. Not really a laughing matter. Pretty sad story for everyone involved. This was Ruben Ramirez, he's retired now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was investigating a domestic violence call. The suspect didn't come outside when asked, tried to fight him, got shot. It's all pretty tragic. But this is kind of about the Office of Independent Investigations and their report on all this, and County Prosecutor Jonathan Meyer, who wasn't all that impressed with how they treated his buddy Ruben.
I mean, I wouldn't frame it like that. I'm assuming they know each other, but... Yeah, I think he was upset. He was upset with the investigation for some, I thought, pretty legitimate reasons. One of which was kind of like the insinuation that Ruben had committed a crime throughout the process of the investigation.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I don't know why, but I imagine from now on, anytime I have to do a Meyer quote, I'm imagining him as like an old-timey Southern lawyer.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know why. It just felt right. In an additional letter to OII Director Roger Rogoff. What a name.
Yeah. Roger.
Meyer acknowledged that this is only their second investigation, but wrote that he found their way of obtaining search warrants to be problematic, stating that in multiple applications, OII, quote, accuses Officer Ramirez of criminal activity and insinuates Officer Ramirez did not cooperate with the investigation. Meyer emphasized it is incumbent on all involved to be transparent in the concerns as they are presented.
As you introduce the topic with this is not a laughing matter. I say.
Imagine,
horrible.
Imagine working for Lewis County and being like, your investigations are mid and you should do a transparency.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably helpful to have some feedback, though. They started out, the OII started off doing investigations in Southwest Washington, and they're going to spread to the rest of the state. The first one was in Clark County at our other newspaper, The Reflector, so I was familiar with them from down there as well. Interesting note from the news release on the shooting today off of Interstate 5 is that the OII declined this case, and so it was bumped over to Lewis County Sheriff Rob Snaza, who has bumped it over to an independent investigation team.
The shooting that the one that
the
just
one
happened.
today.
They've
yeah.
already made that decision?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. It happened super fast. I mean, in the Ramirez case, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I want to say that the OII, the Office of Independent Investigations, they were contacted within like 20 minutes of shots fired on the scanner, and they were down there pretty quickly after that. In my perspective from the media, the OII did a nice job in updating us on it, making sure we got like we knew when the case report was finished. We knew when they were on scene. They were very proactive in that way, I have to say.
Did you track down Snazza the moment he got the call from the OII about it?
No, I did
And he
not.
was at the fair with an elephant ear, and he's like, I could have got my hands full here.
I don't know. Today is a pretty wild day on this guy. After the shooting, there was another like Centralia incident where somebody was being held at gunpoint by the cop, and I don't know. Not a good day to commit crime out there.
No, it's
Aaron.
not. I point at me for. I haven't committed any crimes yet
Indecently
today.
exposing yourself.
We're in the same
Your
tree of
takes,
trust
just
here.
flapping your bad takes out there on the wind, all flaccid.
No, I don't have any issue with Meyer writing this letter and being like, hey, you know what?
And I think our reporter, Jacob Farmer, he's our new crime guy from the NVN.
Nice guy. I met him yesterday.
Yeah, he is a nice guy, and he's a really good reporter, too. And I thought he handled this well. There are a lot of different ways to write a story like this, and I've seen reporters who might have keyed in on Meyer being pissed off about elements of the case, and I do think that was secondary to the determination that Rubin acted in good faith and would not face charges. And I think this was, 9 shifts before Ramirez was done. He had already announced his retirement.
2 weeks from retirement.
That was kind of what he was saying in the case report was, I got 9 shifts left. What the fuck? Like, that, his words, not mine. Just messed up. I don't want to send a guy out like that.
No, he was, yeah. All right, and then our final news item, and then we'll go over whatever you've got. Crime is down in Washington State and Thurston County, according to new data. Are we getting the data on Lewis County?
Yeah, we're going to do a breakdown of all the local police departments. The report is voluminous, like hundreds of pages, but there's a couple of pages dedicated to each department. Flipping through it, I've already found, this is going to shock you, Morton reported nothing in 2023. There was no crime in Morton in 2023. There's a couple others where crime was not reported as well. So they weren't the only ones, but that one was the one where it was immediately apparent why there was no crime reported in Morton. Because Morningstar did such a great job.
Clean that town
Criminals
up.
were scared.
They were.
But yeah, Jacob Farmer's going to do an ongoing series just looking at each individual. So the Sheriff's Office, Centralia Police, Chehalis Police, and on and so forth. The story you linked up here is an Olympian story that I thought they did a good job on, but the narratives for each place are pretty similar in terms of like crime is down, and then there's a few areas where it's up. But
so if crime is down in Lewis County, question for you, will the county commissioners consider reducing funding for law enforcement?
I mean, no.
Why not?
Because crime was extremely high. In order for something to have such a precipitous drop, Aaron, it had to have a very high spike at the same time. It's almost as if repealing a lot of the police reform bills that were tying their hands might have resulted in a reduction of crime. Sheriff Derek Sanders has that opinion and has shown it in graph form, like passage of laws and then all those crimes that just fall off the graph almost immediately.
But by County Commissioner Sean Swope's logic, if there is less crime, there should be less funding to deal with that crime. That was his approach to homelessness.
I find you to be illogical in this argument.
It was an illogical argument to begin with.
Maybe they'll send the money back if there's no crime.
Maybe they should. What else do you want to cover?
Oh man, that'll do for now. We can do a run. I've got like a whole edition that I've uploaded since these notes have gone in. So there's a lot, but we can just do it.
Look at you, the editor with too much news.
We got a lot of news, man.
Oh no, my steak too juicy, my lobster too buttery, the news too plentiful.
What about the Thurston County team named Angler of the Year and getting a $100,000 college fishing scholarship?
I just couldn't believe they presented him with a big check.
For Simpson University in Redding, California.
I've never heard. Is it in California?
Yeah, I believe it's in Redding, California.
Oh, I thought it was somewhere else. Yeah, it's a good deal for him because he goes to college and just fish all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
although I know plenty of people that, relatives and whatnot that have just fish all the time. They didn't go to college at all.
No.
But yeah, that sounded cool.
Allergic to your takes.
No,
I didn't know that there was college fishing before this, so that was news to me.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And then what was our other sports news? We had an update on
Dakota Hawkins still playing baseball.
It's still bouncing around minors.
Yeah,
2A, 3A, back and forth a bit.
I think you got up to AAA at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Zach Martin did a write up on him. That's pretty good. So since you guys aren't doing any, when are we bringing back Sports Dump?
Oh, a couple weeks probably.
Okay, we'll have our sports editor back soon, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, he's on paternity leave. So, all right, let's take a break.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met Jasek of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right, we're back from break, and after commenting during the break on how goddamn sweaty it is up here,
It's musty, man.
we got a column from Brian Mitke, Tales from the Takes page segments, you know the drill. For the love of the Loggers Jubilee, meet the Grand Marshals. Mitke continues his I will focus on one event, ceremony, parade.
Yeah, well, he's focusing on all the Grand Marshals. I'm not sure this isn't just a passive-aggressive way to stick it to me for not writing about his being Grand Marshal of the Summerfest Parade, which I intended to do and never got to. We had pictures of him and everything, but...
We had the announcement live on this podcast when you were out.
Yeah, oh, well, good. Oh, we recovered then.
Yeah. But, another good one from Mitke, who was also on stage playing a guitar in some capacity at the fair opening ceremony.
He was playing his Southwest Washington Fair song, I believe. Ridley told me he forgot the words to his own song.
Really?
Yeah.
Just went. Who forgot the words to the national anthem?
Oh, I don't know. Lil Wayne famously doesn't know the lyrics to any of his songs.
Well, he
does a lot of drugs.
Yeah. All right, and then there is a column from John Braun titled, I will campaign entirely on that one trans girl I saw playing a sport.
That was not the title. Legislators must preserve fair competition in girls' sports.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to get into this or not?
I would rather not. There was a letter to the editor on the same topic, though. The Thurston County Republicans sent out a poll, which was, do you believe biological boys should play girls' sports? And they had like an 84 to 16% no.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's what he wrote about. And then we also had a letter to the editor from the party at the same time.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite letter, probably in a long time, Lewis County Canoes is a bitterness factory.
Go on.
It's just, as we know, the Lewis County News is a local satirical site. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, they do a good job.
And they had Leah Sizemore in their sites. She previously was a city councilor, Leah Darude. So they went in on her a bit, and
I had forgotten
she did the
that
thing
when
you're
she
not
was
really
in
supposed to do, which is respond to satire straight up angry.
And another thing, I'm not mad. Don't put in the newspaper that I got mad.
The newspaper that I'm mad.
I had forgotten until I'm glad the Lewis County Canoes wrote about this, because I had forgotten that when she was in office and the white supremacist music store was, operating in downtown, the rest of the council was like, hey, maybe we should, consider doing something. She's like, whoa, it's not up to us to judge these white supremacists.
I will say she wasn't the only local official with that take at the time, and like I said then, we'll say I appreciated that the mayor of Centralia, Kelly Smith Johnston, really didn't mince her words at all, which was that type of thing is not really welcome here.
Yeah, I agree.
will work against you.
Yeah.
They're closed now. I believe that building's for sale.
It is, and I would very much love to buy that building.
Go
I'm
look
live
at
in the
it.
loft. It's just a bit out of my price range. Otherwise,
I
I
would
would
start an anti-racist bookstore.
I would
Book and music store. Sell singles of Kayak Man.
I would just be a bookstore, sir. No, there's a cool loft in there. It's sick. Anyway.
Other letters, we had city and county must do a better job of transparency on massive road project. This is the letter writer writing about a neighbor who found out that Schuber Road extension in Centralia, where they're eventually going to go over the Chehalis River over there to
Find
the
some dead bodies.
the district. Yeah, that was another matter.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know. There was anomalies when they did
maybe
a
they're
radar
alive
search.
bodies.
They're definitely not alive bodies. That'll be the biggest news we've had in a while if they are. But they were supposed to do a dig on that today, and it got delayed because the Chehalis tribe, if I'm not mistaken, would like a seat at that table. That is their ancestral land. So I think that they're going to work with the city now on that. What else do we got letter-wise? Keep Trump's Epstein ties in mind when voting in midterms. Republicans are stealing from the poor to give to the rich. It's time to speak up before we are no longer allowed to. Yeah, this brings up a good phenomena. During the Biden years, I got a lot more Republican letters, and during the Trump years, I get a lot more Democrat letters. I think obvious reasons.
Sir, you didn't tell me. John McCroskey
Oh yeah, we got to.
graced us. We
got a
keep
new-
getting fleeced with political promises that don't come true. Boy, I wonder who he's talking about. Is he talking about the president who promised to release the Epstein files?
No, I think he's talking more.
Is he talking about the
he's
president who
talking
promised to end
more-
a bunch of wars?
No.
Oh, is he talking about Bob Ferguson hurting my feelings?
Oh, God, you sound horrible, man. Like,
Well, we already know what he's writing about.
just keep going. You're making McCroskey look more palatable by
No,
the
I
second.
want to read what he's talking about.
He was talking about the Tumwater, none of those things. He was talking about the solar-powered Tumwater EV station not living up to promises, and green energy stuff in general not really living up to promises. And then he talked about Green Hill School not really living up to promises. And that's pretty much the column.
Is there any other elected officials locally that haven't lived up to their promises?
I don't know. You should write a letter to the editor.
I'll write a letter to John McCroskey.
You should. He gets a lot of mail.
Sure.
If we had one from the hyper-partisan MAGA Association of Washington Business that says, for families and employers, Washington State is becoming unaffordable. Do one of those voices for Chris Johnson, the CEO of Association of Washington Business. Famous blowhard who definitely sides with the Republicans and MAGA, and they're not known as a reasonable organization that takes a measured approach to the news.
What's the column about? I just closed the
That
opinion
Washington is unaffordable. It's more expensive for just about everything than any other state, and the legislature seems
For
intent on
families and employers, Washington State is becoming unaffordable.
You did it. We got
Jim Walsh has a column. Oh God.
Yeah, that was on the EPA federal stuff. Julie McDonald, commissioners did the right thing, accepting full $6.5 million housing grant. There's one you like.
Like ice cream, we're not meant to hold on to every perfect thing forever. What is this even about?
The headline tells it all, man.
All right. God, it's getting sweaty in here.
Yeah, it is.
All right. New segment. History should repeat itself. This week's entries. I just kind of copied the intro. These are all good. They always are. Back in 1935, the Chronicle featured a story about fights breaking out between striking loggers and some trying to return to work at the Carlisle Lumber Company mill in Onalaska, where one unnamed striking employee was knocked out. Oh, don't knock out your striking fellow employees.
No.
And then, let's see.
The Ballad of Miles Sprinkles.
Miles Sprinkles, back in 1955, he was writing bad checks and he got caught doing it again. I feel like in the 50s, it was a lot easier to get away with writing a bad check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you just
think it was
wrote
a
it and
bigger
then
deal.
ran away.
Miles Sprinkles, though. I don't want to insult any of the ancestors. That is a dope name.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It might be my WWE character if I ever break in. Miles Sprinkles.
Miles Sprinkles. It's
Your
pretty good.
finishing move could be the sprinkler.
Yeah.
There is urine involved.
Yeah, of course. And then in 75, it was reported both federal and state officials were concerned about the possibility of a Mount Baker volcanic eruption after steam vents were observed. Did they say anything in the years leading up to the St. Helens? Like, do you remember?
Like,
Not
yeah.
like you, not like, do you remember reading it? Not like you weren't there, obviously.
No, but there was coverage. You mean of whether or not it was going to blow or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, they tried to talk. Why can't I remember his name? The
Harry Truman.
Yeah, Harry
wasn't it?
Truman. They tried to talk him out of there for a long time.
Do you think if they did the same thing now, that more people would stay or more people would go?
I think more people would probably go, like having the generational history of an explosion of a volcano. I think so. Plus, like the two that we have left, if they pop, are really going to pop. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more than two, but Adams and Rainier.
Yeah. All right. People's Champion of the Week. I've got 2 Salcombe crew members honored by the State Firefighters Association.
That's a good one.
These are Kat McDaniel and Sherry Kime. And they got plaques for being Volunteer Support Person of the Year. That's Sherry Kime.
Mm-hmm.
Kat McDaniel was Volunteer Support Person of the Year. Sherry Kime was Volunteer EMS Responder of the Year. Good for them. And then the other one, Rochester Playground, gets a new look for an Eagle Scout project.
All good heroes of the week.
This is Tumwater High School senior Kaylee Williams did an Eagle Scout project. Now, I know you're furious about this, that a girl would be in Scouts.
No, but I saw someone else was. It took like the 3rd post on it. I had some courtesy photos. I was like, oh, I'll run that out one more time. And that was the main comment. Sad.
Why would you be upset? Who gives a shit?
No, I understand where those people are coming from, but I have to say that thought did not cross my mind in editing and posting it and sharing it the first 2 times. But
Let me tell you, as an Eagle Scout who attended many scouting functions, we were hurting for ladies in those parts. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. Anything else, People's Champion?
no, that'll work.
All right. Do you want to talk about the roof doctor?
Of course, I want to talk.
You
about
know,
the
I
roof doctor.
asked an Eagle Scout to put a new roof on my house, and they were like, "Sir, that's not how these projects work. You should know that."
And then they gave you a card for the roof doctor.
And then I called my personal friends at the roof doctor, and they said, "Yeah, we'll put a roof on. It'll be sick."
How's your roof holding up down there on North Pearl Street?
I haven't been in the house, but it looks like it's doing
It
great.
looks fine.
House is still standing.
It's holding up.
Yeah. If you need a new roof or your roof is under the weather, this is the perfect time to get a new roof. No rain coming in. Well, I guess until Friday.
Yeah,
There is some rain
tomorrow.
coming. Maybe tomorrow you can get your new roof. Give our friends at the Roof Doctor a call. TheRoofDoctor.com, 360-736-0246, or new number on here, 564-464-3007. They'll come out, hang out with you, check out your roof, and give you a free estimate. And they have a 4.7 rating on Google out of 125 reviews.
And the 0.3 were high.
Yeah. Sirens Bangers of the Week. I've got Aaron J. Henning, 35, of Centralia, who was arrested and issued a criminal citation for second-degree trespassing and inhaling toxic fumes on Sunday. He was inhaling dust-off. Is this where crime is now? Cops out arresting people, just doing a little duster on the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we got. You know what?
I think he was trespassing also in a place that he had been told not to be before.
Stop doing duster in here. And he's
Stop
like,
doing-
this is America.
Is that like the stuff you clear your keyboard with?
Yeah. You do a little duster. You turn it upside down. You huff it.
I got no experience in huffing or anything like that. Whippets? You ever did whippets?
I never did whippets. I never did duster. I saw a lot of duster being
I feel
done.
like the first summer I moved out of my parents' house, I'm probably like still 17. Me and my buddies tried to do whippets, couldn't figure it out.
I could never figure it out either. It's just like, why ruin perfectly good whipped cream?
Yeah, and it seemed like for a bit of a fleeting feeling. But anyways, I've outed myself as a miscreant.
There's more fun things to do with whipped
Yeah,
cream.
like Coke.
Yeah. And then also, the Jaws of Life got stolen. They found the guy, right?
Yeah.
And he was
they
like a
did.
pretty notable criminal.
Yeah, bail
And
set
you know
at
what? I will say,
500,000.
go ahead and deport this guy again.
Yeah, he's looking like he's gonna get that. But yeah, bail set at $500,000. He stole the Jaws of Life. Also wanted for a couple of casino robberies, attempted robberies. Flock
So
camera
some real-
system got him again though.
Some real Danny Ocean stuff going on.
Yeah, those flock cameras are in enough jurisdictions now where Centralia could just kind of reach out to other jurisdictions and be like, hey, have you seen this car? And Kent was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they just went up there and got him. Yeah. Very precarious to be a criminal these days.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you want to talk about Chehalis Outfitters?
Of course I do. I know we thought it was going to be a 2-page ad spread in the Thursday edition. Actually, it was a 4-page ad spread, which caused me no heartburn at all when we found out at about noon because I'm always willing to shift things around for Chehalis Outfitters. What you want to do right now is nominate them in as many categories as you can in the Best of Lewis County Awards. You can go to cronline.com and do that right now. They are competing in the Best Clothing Store, Best Customer Service, Best Gift Shop, Best Gun Shop, Best Hobby Shop, Pet Store, Place to Buy Kids' Toys, Place to Work, and Sporting Goods.
And don't forget, November 14th, they have their fashion show coming up.
They do.
Which is going to be a banger.
See what else is going on. She keeps a festive and active Facebook page. What the hell are these things? Do you know what these things are?
Hold on.
These little dolls. They've got these freaky dolls.
Those aren't the
apparently
Labubus, are they?
I think so.
Creepy. They look like Teletubbies.
Yeah, they're popular apparently.
I don't understand what
Only
they are.
19. I mean, we lived through the Furby craze, so I can't really be
It was
confused by
Furbies,
toys.
and then what were the Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies were big.
I was more of an action figure guy.
What were the digital pets that you kept on a
Were those
keychain?
Digimons?
I don't remember. Yeah, mine always died tragically.
I never had one of those.
Yeah.
I had real pets that
Missed
died.
out. Good. Real Good. Anyways, pick up a copy of Thursday's paper or just drop into Shalis Outfitters and see what the deals are. But they do have as always, there is a sale going on at Shalis Outfitters.
All right. Facebook comments of the week. I've only got one. This is on Julia McDonald's column about the county accepting funding that goes to Hope Alliance. This commenter says, how much more money would they have if they didn't sue the Oval Office every time they didn't get their way? The answer, none. The county has never once sued the Oval Office, which is not something you can sue. The state has sued the current administration. And the funding for those lawsuits come entirely from the money the AG's office brings in through the course of doing its constitutionally mandated job, which is taking legal action against entities that violate the law and endanger Washingtonians. This commenter was wrong on 3 levels.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
No, those are
it's
facts.
just your opinion, man.
God.
You state stooge.
You know, you need to police the comments a little more.
Get me started on the bully in the office of the commissioner's done.
So. So much. What's in the next edition?
What's in the next edition?
Unless you have any Facebook comments you want to get off your chest.
No. We've gone over most of what's in this edition. We're covering the Lewis County Rodeo tonight. There's 2 nights of rodeo, Wednesday and Thursday night.
Side note, on Friday, my brother is competing in the Klickitat County Rodeo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Too good for the Lewis County Rodeo?
Well, he lives down there.
I
So
see.
he's done plenty of work at the Southwest Washington Fair over the years.
All right. We got Centralia Community Paint's Hub City mural celebrating city's 150th birthday right downtown. It's not done yet. Looks like they're doing like a community members paint it by the numbers type thing.
Is there also going to be a shit-spewing pig with the Chronicle written on it in this mural?
You can't rule it out. Plans for former King Oscar and Oyo hotels get green light from Centralia City Council. You're going to see development of those spaces similar to the old Motel 6, which is now like
housing.
Yeah, would you call them micro apartments or studios?
Yeah, studios, something like that.
Got a good full write-up on the goat milking and opening of the Southwest Washington Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got here. Previews on 3 car shows over the next couple of weekends. Centralia and the college are partnering for a drone light show to celebrate their 150th birthdays together. Their 100th anniversary for the college, 150th for the city. Got a nice story from Farmer on summer STEM camp at WF West. With UW, artwork is being sought for the Chehalis Flying Saucer Party. It's coming up here pretty soon.
Nice.
Owen had to dive out, our reporter Owen Sexton, because he's tracking down another hot UFO story for us for Saturday.
Oh, yeah?
I love Owen's UFO stories, so no, they're not for everybody, but they are for me.
You got some fan mail, too.
Yeah, he did. And then, lots of other good news in there, too. I implore you to open it up and read it.
All right. In closing, we're sponsored by Summit Funding, Shields Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcasts if you want, or send us an email at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com.